Someone is asking, what are the 5 most important things I can do for a smooth transition to the 5th dimension? Of course, I'm going to mention the 5 most important things I have discovered, but it doesn't mean that these are the absolute 5 most important things. For different people, it might be different things. Okay, number 1, we need to turn off our television. Completely unplug it. Throw it out the window or give it to other people that want to watch television. That is the absolute number 1 thing we need to do. Because television is designed to keep us in the drama of the 3rd dimension. And into focusing on things outside of ourselves, which again keep us locked, firmly locked in the 3rd dimension. And it becomes almost impossible to believe that there are other things out there as well. We have come to only believe what we see on television. So I would say this has to be number 1. Many times you'll watch something on TV and you'll think about it the next day, 2 days after that. And that becomes your reality. What it was you watched on TV. So again, that would have to be the absolute number 1. There's an old saying from the 60s or 70s, kill your TV. That's what you need to do. Kill the television. If you don't do that, don't bother going to number 2 or number 3 or number 4, because it's the first domino that needs to fall in order for the rest to follow. And TV is the first domino. That's number 1. Number 2, stop complaining. Because every time we complain, we tell the universe that it is someone else's fault that I am not happy. Or someone or something else is responsible for my happiness. So stop complaining. You can say, okay, I don't like this, but let me see how I can overcome it, or let me see what I can learn from it, or let me focus on something else. You can say those phrases. Don't complain, because complaining has a very heavy energy, and it will be very difficult for us to go to the 5th dimension as long as we are complaining. Very difficult to impossible, I should say, because complaining simply does not exist in the 5th dimension. Television will exist. It will just be designed differently. It will be designed to inform rather than keep you down, rather than keeping you from loving you. However, complaining will not exist in the 5th dimension at all. So, very important to stop complaining. Number 3, as soon as you have stopped complaining, you won't stop overnight. You're going to stop little by little. As soon as you stop complaining, go to the mirror, look into your eyes, and say, I love you. Number 3 is you have to start loving you. Again, in the 5th dimension, there will be no people that do not love themselves. They simply won't be able to exist. So start from now. The easiest way I did it was to go to the mirror and look into my eyes, take a slow deep breath, and then say, I love you. That raises your vibration, and then it's easier for you to attract the ease that comes with the fifth dimension. The ease of movement, the ease of health, the ease of money, the ease of happiness. The fifth dimension is all about ease. But if you're stuck in front of the TV, if you're complaining, and if you do not love yourself, you are in the opposite energy of ease. And instead, you have what we call dis-ease. If you say it fast, it's called disease. So, go into ease by loving yourself. You might say, isn't that a little selfish? No, it's not a little selfish. It is very selfish. But you have come to earth only for yourself. And for yourself's lessons. I don't know if that's a word. You have come here just for your lessons only. So yes, it is very selfish. You will go into the self and you will become more of yourself, more of the real you. Number 4. A lot of people are not going to like this. Number 4 has to do with letting go of denial. We are in denial of everything. We never accept things for what they are. And because in the fifth dimension there will be clarity, meaning you won't be able to lie, which means you won't be able to be in denial. So, as long as you're in denial, as long as we are in denial, we will never be able to enter this other reality we call the fifth dimension. Because when we are in denial, we do not accept the facts. We do not accept things for what they actually are, or we do not accept them the way they actually are. I'm going to give a little example of denial. I'm staying in a house at the moment with a few roommates. One of them is looking for a long-term relationship. He's looking for a girlfriend. I offered to give him a little session to see how he can attract this girlfriend. We tried everything and nothing was really working. The soul just wasn't that interested. And I said, okay, what kind of woman do you want? And he said, I want an intelligent woman. And then I said, okay, first we have to ask another question though. Why would an intelligent woman want to be with me? He didn't want to ask this question. He just went into denial and said, well, why not? I said, I don't know. We need to ask your soul, why would an intelligent woman want to be with me? And then if we can find this out, then maybe you can attract her much easier. Because you have been looking for her for years and she's nowhere to be found. So something else is wrong. This is one form of denial. We keep saying, I want this kind of woman, this kind of man. And we are in denial of the fact that this kind of woman or this kind of man would want to spend time with us. We don't accept that fact. We just assume and we convince ourselves that a person who has everything we want will also want to spend time with us. And we cannot accept the fact that a person that has everything does not need us. A person that doesn't have everything needs us. And that's the kind of person that would spend time with us. This is what I mean by denial. We are in denial. And we keep telling ourselves, no, I will find this person. In the fifth dimension, this will not exist. So, number 4 again is letting go of denial and face the facts for what they are. They have a saying in America, denial is not a river in Egypt. It is your biggest problem. And it's probably the most difficult one to let go of. Because if we let go of denial, we will look at ourselves. We would have to look in. And we don't like ourselves. And this is why we stay in denial. However, in the fifth dimension that we're going into, you have to like yourself. Absolutely have to like yourself. So that's number 4. Number 5. This sounds very difficult. However, it really isn't. Number 5 is we will need to raise our IQ level. We have an embarrassingly low IQ. And in the fifth dimension where we're going, stupidity is not allowed to exist. Because that dimension is full of intelligence. Let me give you a little story I learned from another channel. It's not mine, I didn't discover this. Someone else discovered it in their healings and they told me, so I'm going to use it. Here on earth, this side of the veil, we have an energy called ignorance. Because when we are ignorant, we search, and we search, and we search. And as we search, we find more of ourselves. We find parts of ourselves we had previously forgotten. Now, the opposite of ignorance is not intelligence. The opposite of ignorance is stupidity. Stupidity is an energy that simply does not accept ignorance and pretends it knows everything. This is what stupidity is. And unfortunately, this is the one thing on earth that we have so much of. There is absolutely no lack of stupidity in any corner of the planet. However, this energy will simply not exist in the fifth dimension. It just won't. And one way of releasing this energy from us is to know more. This is what I mean by raise our IQ. Read a book, any book. Learn, instead of just pretending we know it all. One of the biggest, if not the biggest, I think it's the biggest, but I've heard other channels say one of the biggest things killing humanity is stupidity. I still insist it's the biggest killer, stupidity. We think we know it all, we don't know shit, and we die. And the sad thing is, we die without having learned anything. Because we always pretended we knew everything. So we go back home from this amazing university called Earth, and we look back and we haven't learned anything. That's the saddest thing. The fact that we die is not sad. We just go back home. But the fact that we look back and realize we haven't learned anything, that is sad. So the fifth thing is raising your IQ. It really is not difficult. Like happiness, intelligence is also a choice. We choose to be intelligent. We are not just born intelligent. It's a choice. We choose it. However, unfortunately, most of us choose to be stupid. Because if I am stupid, someone might come and love me. Someone might come and help me. And this is why it's so much easier to choose the stupid role rather than the intelligent role. And because like attracts like, we attract more stupidity, which means we attract stupid people around us. And that helps us to remain stupid. But if we make a decision to start playing the intelligent role, then we will attract intelligent people around us, intelligent situations, we will learn more, we will know more, and we will stop pretending we know everything. Again, stupidity is simply pretending we know everything. That's all it is. Once we stop pretending, then we will go into intelligence. It's not difficult, but again, you cannot... Let's put it this way. Intelligent people do not watch television. So, you know what to do if you want to go into intelligence. And if you don't want to go into intelligence, it's okay. We do live in a free will universe. But you really won't be able to go into the fifth dimension. Because the energy there called intelligence will simply blow you up. It'll be too fine to absorb you, to pull you in. And it's going to say, no, stay there, because if you come here, you will die automatically. Because my energy is simply too high of a vibration, and you have kept your energy too low. And then you'll be stuck in the third dimension. So, again, go and get some books. Go to the bookstores. Get one book first. On a subject that interests you. You cannot read a book on something that doesn't interest you. Get something on a subject that interests you and start reading. That's the easiest way to go. Excuse me. It's the easiest way to choose intelligence. Many scientists have told us that intelligence is in the genes. But you know what? I don't really believe it. They might not be 100% wrong, but I really don't believe it. Because I've seen and I've met many intelligent people, myself including, that did not have intelligent parents. So, I don't totally believe that it's in the genes. Yes, maybe if both parents are intelligent, the kid will be too. But is it because the parents were intelligent, or is it because they gave it intelligent choices to make? And they didn't just let television and McDonald's raise their children. So maybe that's why children of intelligent parents are more intelligent. I don't really believe that it is in the genes. I really believe it is a choice. I think I'm going to leave it at this for now. Thank you.